Okay, so I have quite a juicy stuff to teach you today. Are we ready? Is it anybody who's inspired to chant? Let me know. We got the Saraswati. It's a great opportunity to just to get into that feeling of start chanting and then use that voice, and sometimes it can be little butterflies, but that's how we we overcome those kind of someone's gonna think something, and it's like, no, you're in a safe spot. Everybody here is cheering you on and say, wow, you're amazing. So rest in that, and then we get more and more comfortable with the voice, and we don't get into this kind of like comparing or this and that, or like we have to be good at singing or bad, none of that. It's like it's just coming from devotion. It cannot go wrong. Like, that's the beauty of it. It's pure Saraswati. So we got Saraswati and we got the teacher students. So raise a hand if anybody is inspired. Paulina and Bea. I say Bea, is that Saraswati? Bea? Yes? I can't. It's very dark in England.
Yes.
Can you put some light in England? Can you give some?
Yes.
Some more light in England. It's like we need some. We want to see your beautiful face. There we go. Okay, and then Paulina, do you want to do the teacher student? Great. All
right. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitveshavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Beautiful. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to show you. So the one of the in the home fun, one of the questions were the 5. So pancha means 5, right? So panchamaha yajnaha, right? So have a look at this. So I'm just going to go into the dictionary, and remember here that you put it in itrans, right? Unless you want to use the other ones, they're all fine, but I usually use the itrans. Okay. Now, the word that we're gonna look into, so the best thing here now is just to follow me. I'm gonna give you all because follow on the screen, because there's a couple of things I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so when we do the itrans, and if we don't know how to write the letters with like the alphabet, like the normal alphabet, we need help. Okay, we can write any word here to get to that page, but I usually write karma because it's easy to remember. And then you get all this like loads of explanation or words which is related to karma, because karma means action. But you can pick any one of these. So just press on this one, and then that gives you to another page. And there you have this help button. And this is the one that we need to help. We need help. Okay, and
now
then
we can't see that page, Devi.
Oh no. Okay. Why not? Why not? It's not showing this one? No? Can you
yes,
see
now
that?
it's showing the help. It's showing the help now.
Oh, great. Okay. So you see that here it says HK and you got SLP1, and then in the bottom you have ITRANS. I use ITRANS. Now, the word that we are gonna look for is Yajnaha. So Panchamaha Yajnaha, right? Now, to write that funny word, we need the talo, the palatal nasal. So we need this fellow. And this one is quite tricky to find in your normal computer. So what we can do is that we just do copy, and then we go out of here. Hope this works. Yeah. So can you see this now? Can you see the dictionary? No, probably not. Can you see it now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So up here, I'm gonna put yeg. Make sure there's no, and then, oh, yeg. Okay. Now, right now, what you see in front of you, here it says nom, and here it says SGDUPL. Is there anybody who can figure out what this is at the top? Paulina?
Singular,
And?
dual,
Uh-huh.
plural.
Yeah. So in Sanskritam, we have one more. We have dual. So in English, you will have singular and plural, but in Sanskritam, you also have dual. So for example, if you say two men are walking, then you would use the dual. One man walking, then you will use this one. And if you're talking about many men, then you would use plural. So one, two, or more. Now, the first one here, you see nom. So that is nominative. That's the karta. So for example, you have Rama. So you got Ramaha, one singular, one Rama, for example. Let's say there were two Ramas, that would be Ramau, and then many Ramas, that would be Ramaha. Now, the same thing with, in this case, is with Yajnaha. So remember that we had in the home fun, we said 5 great offering, 5 great way to worship, right? So the plural is Yajnaha, right? So it would be like, I just give you a example. If you had, for example, the 5 great horses, right? So you would have horses. You wouldn't say horse. You would say horses. You would put an S at the end, right? So when you write that, you got to go to this fellow, because we're talking about offerings, right? Offerings, because they're 5. They're not 1, they're 5. Now, if we go back to the example with the horses, if we said 5 great horses, then under that we would be able to say 1 white great horse, 1 blue great horse, and so on and so on. So we could we put them under. So we start with the 5, and under that we subdivide the 5, and we're saying this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, right? Now, when it comes to so because I saw a little typo in the text. So first of all, what they done is they said Deva Yajna, but they didn't put a visargaha at the end. They didn't put anything. They just put Deva Yajna. And that's fine. Usually when you hear people go like, oh, yegna, 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 yegna. But if you look at like grammatically, you would put, if you said referring to the singular, you would have a visargaha at the end. But the thing with offering, because you could also say, for example, when we're talking about the Bhutani yegnaha, you can say you could say 5 great offerings, right? Plural. But that under there, you can easily say the animal great offerings. So what's special with yegnaha is that you actually can refer to both singular and plural. You see what I mean? When it comes to horses, you can't, because it's like, if you say 5 great horses, one, the white great horses, it would sound a little bit weird, right? White great horse, the 5 great horses, 1 great white horse. So when it comes to yajna, you can actually use both singular and plural, because you're referring to a worship, something that is getting offered, like an offering or offerings. Is that complicated? So okay, so just leave it with that. When in Sanskrita, we got single, dual, and plural. So then you have to look at the context and say, okay, wait a second. Can I use plural here? Or can I use maybe both singular and plural? So that's when you go into those funny part. Okay, good. That was one thing. Any questions about that? No, I can't see everybody.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When we go into the Sadhana Panchakam, for example, on that one, page 8, and when it's written in English.
Do you want me to open that page for you?
Why not? Yeah, I have it here, but maybe we can all
Maybe it's
see.
easier to have a look. Did you say page number 8?
Yes. So the first yajna is Deva Yajna. And when it is, like when it is written, there is no H at the end.
That's what I meant. They done a typo there. Yeah, that's what I meant. So they missed the visargaha here. Yeah. And that's common. So we don't need to, but we have to kind of catch these things and, oh, wait, they did that's a typo. That's a little, that.
Because for me, I don't know if I have seen that one word, yajna, ever written with an H at the end in the different PDF. I don't know.
No, it's you probably, I mean, like even here in Bali, you say yajna. Yeah. But if you look at like grammatically, if you're referring to the nominative, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or plural.
We hear, what I feel is that I've always heard it.
Yeah.
But I never wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. And is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, another thing I noticed was actually on the home fun, you see this line, I forgot to put that line there in the home fun. Did you see that? I did short up and also a short so that was my mistake. But I want to show you something. Can everybody see the dictionary now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I want to start with writing. So we got actually 2 words. We got shraddha, and which usually in the Western world get translated into trust. Now, that is something that needs to be unfolded, because it's like, what trust? Trust in what? You know, what does that mean? Trust. What am I trusting? So that, just that word itself needs, you know, hours to sit with a teacher who really can translate that we're talking about trust with the Veda, and why is Veda a trustable, you know, and really unfold it, grasp it. So very, very loosely in the Western world, it gets translated as trust, but just a side mark that it really needs to be understood. Now, let's see. So I want to write Shraddha. So here I have the word Shraddha, okay? And then I want to look into the meaning. Can everybody see this page or not? If you don't, here it says, having faith, believing in, trusting, faithful, having confidence. So that's the meaning in the dictionary, but needs to be unfolded by a teacher. Now, look what happens if I put this one long and this one short. I just changed the to a. Okay. Now look what happens now. Can everybody see this? Relating to a Shraddha ceremony. So if you write it this way, it's relating to the ceremony, the death puja, the death ceremony. So that one is called Shraddha. So to know that there are both. So you got Shraddha and you got Shraddha. So, but they're coming from the same dhatu. They're coming from the same source. So the beautiful thing is that when the name, the death ceremony, the meaning behind it, it's that it's born out of Shraddha, is born out of the trust in the Veda, is born out of the knowledge with that I'm free here and now. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm not going to a heaven. I'm not seeking a heaven place. I'm not seeking a place away from me. Here, I've always been, always will. I'm here, free. But that knowledge needs to, you need to know that. And that's nothing to believe. You know, knowing. And of course, that's not relating to me, in this case, Ingela, in this body. This obviously it's not, because it's not talking about what's this body. It's talking about something completely different. And that is the spiritual pursuit. Because we're all looking for happiness, or we're looking, we've been outgoing, if I get that house, if I get that car, then and there I will be happy. And then suddenly you realize, no, wait a second, it's not working. I got the house, I got the car, I got the dog, I got everything. I'm still not happy. So what is it? And then you go like, oh, it must be something more. It must be something more. It must be something more. And then suddenly there is when the teacher comes and say, yes, there is a way, there is a means, and moksha, yes, it's there, and I'm here to guide you and show you, but I'm not holding your hand like in pushing you or forcing you, if you want to go out and play and have fun and seek happiness with fame and whatever it is, go for it, have fun, I'm here when you're ready. And then you come back.
I didn't realize you made that mistake, Davy, at all. I didn't see that, but I'm so glad, because I sort of got a bit obsessed with looking at the words. Yeah. And I started looking at all the root of it, and is it okay if I just briefly share what I found out? And I found that Shraddha is the Sanskrit word, but it relates to the Proto-Iranian word kradaha, and that in turn relates to the Proto-Celtic, so this relates to the European, which is credehe, and in Welsh it is calon, credu, and cred in Irish and Scots Gaelic, and that also, it means to put one's heart into somebody, to believe. And I thought that's a really beautiful poetic way of putting it, because the word for heart in Gaelic, Scots, Irish Gaelic is cri, and it's calon in Welsh. And I wanted to share that because I thought, oh, the faith is how it's linked with the heart. And I love so many expressions in Sanskritam seem to be, they're not literal, they're quite poetic, I feel. And they're sort of almost like describing a feeling or an experience.
Yeah.
And I love that. To put your heart into somebody as a way of describing faith and belief, I just thought was a really beautiful thing. So yeah, thank you.
Share it in, I think everybody is very curious, so share it in the group. And also, like you say, that's, that's the amazing thing, like with Sanskrit, how much you notice that how many words is actually, coming from Sanskritam. There's so many languages that have roots from Sanskritam. So, that's cool. Thank you. So, and please share, please put in the group. I think everybody love to know, read it again and all right, cool. All right, so let me see, let me just put up the I'm just gonna get our Panchakam. All right, so we are where is it? So we've done the first line. Bea, do you could you chant? Are you okay to chant the first line? Do you want to try?
I can try, but I haven't practiced nor done the homework.
No problem. We all
I'll try.
holding your hand, supporting you.
Thank you. Vedo nityam diyatam taduditam karma svanushthiyatam. No, it's
Okay.
totally out of tune, but
That's okay. So what we're gonna do is that we just look at the word now, just slowly, and notice that there are there's the two matras, right? They're long. This one is long, and this one is long. The other thing is that happen is that you have a dvitvam, right? So you're staying half matra longer on your takara. Can everybody make a note that? Half matra longer on your takara. Okay. And then you got this long E, and then another long A, and then you're landing on nakara because the following letter is nasal, dental nasal, right? Okay, good. Now, Nicolina, can you do up to there and take your time, like just go really slow and just stay like, where is the long, where is the dvitvam?
Yes. Sorry, for how long should I do? I missed the
Up to here, just a half line.
Vedo nitya madhiyatang.
Good. So now the tune, like the melody, Vedo nitya madhiyatam.
Vedo nitya madhiyatang.
Very good. Just one in the beginning. Vedo nitya madhiyatam.
Vedo. Is that correct?
No,
Vedo.
Vedo. You hear that? Vedo.
Ah, okay, it goes down on the.
Yeah.
Oh.
Vedo.
Vedo. Nityamadhyatang.
Yes, hold on to that. Great. Okay. Olau, can you do the same thing?
Vedo nityamadhiyatam
Good. Go for it.
taduditam karma svanushthiyatam.
Okay, so just the second part. So just listen. Tadoditang karma svanushthiyatam. Try again.
Taduditam karma svanushthiyatam.
Listen to the karma. I go down. I go down. So tadoditang karma. You hear that? Karma. Karma.
Taduditam karma svanushthiyatam.
So you go up. So just listen again. So take it a little bit slower and just taduditang karma svanushthiyatam.
Taduditam karma svanushthiyatam.
So just the karma it needs to go down, but it will come. It will come. Ariani, can you try the first one? Good. So you got the swara. Just put the letters a little bit together, a little bit more like, don't stay like flow it through like a nice river. Okay. Now, so what did we learn? So the first one it says Vedo Nityamadhyata, right? Now, what did it say? It says that the Veda is not telling you what to do, you know, you have to do this or da da da. It's saying that if you are on a spiritual journey and you are seeking or not seeking, but you want to spiritually grow. And the goal is not a Mercedes-Benz. It's moksha, and the moksha is not a goal because it's here and now, right now. But it's in saying like, if this is what you invoking or this is what you want, you have to, but the answer is in the Veda, and there's a pramanam to there's a means to know, not to believe, to know. Now, and the other part was saying tadoditang karma svanushthiyatam, right? Now, this part was saying that to grow spiritually, to be a spiritual person, we need to do, we cannot just like, you know, like Arjuna he was set on the field and he's like, screw this Krishna, I'm not interested to fight on the field. I would just want to go in the cave and sit in the cave and meditate. And Krishna goes like, no, you gotta fight. Now, one angle of that is to say that unless you need to use the karma, you use the action to grow spiritually before you come to a place where you can sit in a cave and you can be happily by yourself. But you need to spiritually grow to come to that place. And that's why we have the structure that if you look at it, it's a beautiful structure. But the thing is, the world that we're living right now, nowhere, not even in Bali, is like exactly how it is meant, how it's described in the Veda. But so we don't have this thing that we grow into varna. We never heard maybe as a young adult and said that, okay, now is the time that you go into a brahmacharya, now it's time for grahasta. None of this has been taught to us. And actually most of us probably comes from backgrounds that's been quite challenging. And so the world that we live in right now, we don't have the varna and the ashrama. But the beautiful thing is like when you see this and you say, okay, maybe I wasn't born in a varna. Maybe I was taught about the ashrama. There was none of us who was teaching the Vedas when I was 12 years old. But I do have the Pancha Mahayajnas. And yes, I can do that. I can start the day with a puja. I can have a picture of my ancestors. I can do something for the human beings. I can do something for animals. I can do that. So when we see the Tadoditang karma svanushthiyatam, so go into this like, okay, what can I do? Okay. Is it anybody? Who did I miss?
Can I ask something, Devi?
Yep.
I'm just thinking of the Anuswaraha, just to be clear. Which ones change? Vedo Nitya Madhya Tam, that's still Makara.
No,
No.
that goes into a dental nasal. So
Um,
look at the alphabet. So
Mhm.
because the takara is a dental,
Mhm.
ta, right?
So it becomes a na,
It's comma
N.
na dental.
Nakara.
Na.
And then the second Anuswaraha becomes nga.
Nga.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the last one
Also-
becomes makara because nothing is following.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just it's a good question. Just to let you know, if you listen to Swamiji when he's chanting, I mean, I don't want to confuse you right now, but it's like Sanskritam is like it's like layers and layers and layers and layers. And then, he's like, advanced chanting, there is one layer more, but that's more about nasalizing the Anuswaraha, but I'm not going to confuse you right now. So stay with this now, and then as you progress, we can get into that. Okay?
Ingela, can I try and chant the first line?
Yes. Excuse me, I don't see everybody, so please raise a hand if you want to chant, because yeah, Alice and okay, so where's Kama? There you are.
I'm here.
Go.
Vedo nityamadiyatang taduditang karma svanushthiyatam.
So just the last one. Svanushtiya, you go down. Svanushtiyatam.
Svanushthiyatam.
Good. That was great. And just, it's long, but it's not pluta. It's not like super long. So svanushtiyatam.
Svanushthiyatam.
Hold on to that. Alice?
Vedo nityamadhiyatam taruditam karma svanushthiyatam.
Just a swara. It will
Mm.
come.
Mm.
I saw Carla. Sorry, Carla, you want to try?
Yes, thank you. Vedo nityamadhiyatam taduditam karma svanushthiyatam.
Good. Do it one more time. There was just something. Do it one more time.
Vedo nityamadhiyatam taduditam karma svanushthiyatam. I think it was a cerebral. Was
It
missing.
was this one. It was this fellow. So you fell back on guttural. That's why it sounded. So make sure that it's tan, ta, tan, tan, tan. Now, the reason with the amazing thing with the Anuswara is that notice what happens when you go tan, then the tongue is already in the position of the following letter. So that's why you go this tan, tadodi tan. And the same thing, so tan, tadodi tan. Now you're already in the back of the throat now. So you're ready for karma, right? Swanushtiyatam. Audrey, you want to try?
Yeah. Vedo nityamadhiyatam taduditam karma swanusthiyatam.
Good. Great. Who did I miss? Please raise a hand.
I'm here.
Sylvia, there you are. Go for it.
You could chant just one time again.
Vedo nityamadhiyatam tadoditam karma swanushtiyatam.
Vedo nityamadhiyatam tatunitam karma swanushtiyatam.
I think you fell off a little bit. Try one more time.
Where is the after tatunitam then
It's not-
karma? What's the
Listen,
swara?
it's tadoditam karma, tadoditam karma. You hear that? Tadoditam karma.
Tatunitam karma swanushtiyatam.
Swanushtiyatam. You hear that? Swanushtiyatam.
Vedo nityamadhiyatam tatunitam karma swanushtiyatam.
So you fall off, and
Yeah.
that's okay. Just
Do you have a document with the swaras be added?
no, they don't. Maybe we can try to find the swaras. But I
Yeah.
sent the recording in the group, so you
okay.
can listen to it
Mhm.
again. Okay, good.
Where do
All
you
Can
right.
I also try?
Yes.
Vedo nityamadhiyatam taduritam karma swanushtiyatam.
Good. And everybody, look at this. The two dots. Make sure that the tongue goes back. Shti.
Swanushtiyatam.
Swanushtiyatam. Right? All right, cool. Anybody else raise a hand? I'm so sorry. There's, I could easily miss someone if you don't let me know. All right, here we go. Madhuri, can you do the first part of this word? What's the letters?
The letter is the Takara.
Mm-hmm.
Takara with diphthong A, E, E, A. In with diphthong A,
You know,
E, E,
So you got A, I, O, ow.
A, with A.
A, and it's long, right?
Yes, A.
So te. Okay,
A.
Nick, what's the next letter?
That is a nakara.
Nakara. Good. And what is this fellow here?
It is another A.
A. Pull the
A.
cheek. A. Put the cheeks
A.
back. A. Okay, good. Audrey, what is this letter? Just to let you know, in the alphabet, it has a little string first, and they don't break the line. I think I was talking about this last time, that different fonts. Can you see which one it is? Audrey?
It's not ta? Takara? No,
No.
no.
Can someone help her?
Takara?
It's a sibilant.
Sa?
Which sibilant is it, Audrey?
It is Shakara.
Shiva, right? Shiva.
Yeah. Shakara.
Sh.
Shakara.
What's the vowel?
Along. Is it along A?
No. Look at the alphabet, and when you see the sibilant, you see that actually the Shiva, the Shakara, actually the letter itself has a stick, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually part of the letter. So which vowel is embedded in the in this letter? Which
Akara.
akara, right? Good. So up to this point, what does it say?
Te. Ne. Sa.
Sha. Good. Te ne sha. Te ne sha. Good. Nicolina, what's going on here?
We have a conjunct consonant. The first letter is a sakara,
Good.
Saraswati, sibilant, followed by a yakara.
Good.
Yeah.
And what's the
Akara.
vowel?
Akara.
Can everybody see the conjunct consonant clearly? Is it confusion? Is there anybody who's like, what is this going on about? Is that clear for everybody? The conjunct consonant?
Can
Yeah.
we unfold?
Yep. Mm. Okay, let me just get it. How do I do this? Share screen, whiteboard, text. All right, so what did we have? We had Saraswati. You see this one, Audrey, in your alphabet? One of the siblings, Saraswati.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm putting a virama at the bottom because I want to show you that I'm just interested in the, I'm not interested in the vowel. All right. And then we had Yakara. So we want to put them together. You want to melt them together, right? So what happens is that you see the Saraswati, Audrey? You see on the screen here? You see this line here. Usually letters that have a stick on the right-hand side. Usually what happens when they melt together is that that stick removes and then they are melted together. They join together. So when we're talking about the conjunct consonant, so what happens is that this happens. You see that? That line gets removed and then, oh, sorry, that's this one. And then they join together. They join by the hip and the shoulder, and they will never separate. Okay, is that clear? Any questions about that? Okay, here we go. So who was that? Nicolina, what does it say up to here?
Te ne So it's first Shiva and then Saraswati. Yes.
Yes.
Te ne shya? No? Te ne shya.
So,
Can you say?
Notice the best thing is to think about where is the position in the mouth, right? So you got a palatal, so you got the sh, and then you're going to go to a dental, Saraswati. Tene, shas. You know that? Shas.
Ah, sorry, I forgot the I think.
Ah, yeah.
I think that's, yeah, sha. So it's shasya, right? Tene shasya.
Make sure you get the diphthong. Tene, shasya.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, Paulina, What does it say here?
Vakara and Ikara. And that's funny. Is it Da?
Yeah.
Dakara and Ikara
Good.
and Yakara, Akara, Takara, Akara, Makara, Akara, Pakara.
This is Pakara, yeah?
Yes. And
Let me just do one thing. Can you read up to this point? Just stop when you come to the Makara. So just this.
Vidhi Yata Yatama.
Good. So just stop at the reason is because when we're chanting, so just stop at the Makara. Vidhiyatam, Vidhiyatam.
Without Akara.
Yeah, just stop at the Makara. Vidhiyatam.
Vidhiyatam.
Good. So that is actually when we're chanting, this sounds like this. Tene shasya vidhiyatam. Sylvia, you want to try?
You caught me. Tene shasya vidhiyatam.
Good.
Tene shasya vidhiyatam.
The first one was better. Allow.
Tejeshasya vidhiyatam.
It's a nakara. Tene
Sorry.
shasya.
Teneshasya vidhiyatam. Sorry. Vidhiyatam.
Good. So
Vidhiyatam.
you're getting the letter. It's just that sometimes you do long and short. So
I mix, sorry.
yeah, you make that. That's okay.
Can I ask a question? I'm just a little confused about the conjunct consonant. You're chanting Shyam, but isn't it Shmya? Isn't it the Makara first, then the Yakara?
Sorry, where are you, Kama?
On what we're chanting now.
You mean this one?
Yeah,
This is not a Makara.
the first one is Makara. It's a conjunct consonant, no, of the
No, this is not
oh,
Makara.
sorry. Yeah, it's a
Saraswati. It's a
Saraswati.
sibling. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
Can I try again?
Of course.
Teneshasya vidhiyatam.
Good. Just this. So you got
Sorry.
that. Make sure that this is short and this is long. Vidhi. Do you hear that?
Vidhiyatam.
Good. Hold on to that. Ariani, I can see you chanting loud and clear in your. We want to hear you now. Good. So hold on. It needs a little bit now. Let's go and do this one as well. We still have time. Nick. So we said we have a Makara, and Nicolina also, Paulina said also there's a vowel because it's embedded in the Makara, and that it's a short A. Now, what letter is this?
That is a pakara,
Good. And the vowel?
akara.
And what does it say here?
I'm just forgotten that one. The is it chakara
Yeah. Chakara.
and ikara
Good.
and takara and ikara?
Good. And now we got a Visargaha, right?
Yeah.
Now, people who are doing the Sandhi, is there anybody who know that Sandhi? That will be on your home fund then.
I recognize it, but I don't remember.
That's okay.
I practice this line, so
Visarga
I know
plus
how it
akara.
sounds, but I don't know the Santi specifically for it.
We can look at now with the home fun. The home fun actually will cover all this way up till here, but when you chant it, it actually so when we unfolding the verse, we're gonna start next class here from here and the ra. But actually, just listen when I'm chanting. It goes like Tene shasya vidhiyatam apachitikam ye matis chadyatam. So this apachitik, right? This actually comes on when you're chanting it together with this part, but the unfoldment, it belongs to this part. Is that making any sense? Is that confusing? So I'm just saying when the home fun will be up to here after the Visargaha. But when you're chanting the first part of that sentence, it goes Tene shasya vidhiyatam. And then here is the break. And then you can take another breath and you go Apachitikam ye matis chadyatam. Okay. So, any questions? So I did the, so of course we're going to look into the meaning of these, each and every word, so you know what this means. And the people with Sandhi, you're going to get some nice Sandhis. And, oh, there was one more thing. I don't know what happens with time. It's like, this is the quickest hour in the week. Now, what I wanted to do today was actually to have time to unfold this verse in Bhagavad Gita. So when, for like what says in the Sadhana Panchakam, the beautiful thing is that you can always find verses in the Bhagavad Gita that is talking about exactly the same thing. And there is a famous verse, and the verse is in chapter 18, verse 46. Now, so this verse is saying the same thing as Tene shasya vidhiyatam apachitik, right? And so what I'm going to put in the home fund that you can do in your own leisure is to go and learn this verse also from Bhagavad Gita. And then it's like a puzzle. You start seeing like a puzzle, and you see like, that verse is coming from Bhagavad Gita. That's what they're saying. Sadhana. Oh, they're saying the same thing. It's not like they're going to say opposite things. And then you have this in your cut stomach. You have this thing to just burp up, moments where you're saying, okay, what I'm going to do, what can I do today? Okay, can I do something to help another person? Okay, great. Okay, and there is the cut stomach, just like, and you just start chanting, and it gets fun. And then you're just having a leisure, because it's like, you love to do that, because that gives you, it's not about that you want to have a result, or you want to have appreciation, or you want the person has to say thank you, or the person has to do something for you. It's like, no, you do it because it's coming from dharma. It's coming from that place where you like, it gives so much back to you in the form of peace. And that's, you know, that's how you keep on going, not because you demanding a result, because it makes you happy to be able to help another person or be able to help another animal, or, you know, whatever it is. But also remember that, you know, sometimes it has to be balanced. You know, sometimes we can go into this almost like Gora tapas, you know, like we starve ourselves to death, or, you know, that's not harmony, you know. So it has to be with a balanced, and, you know, we're doing it with dharma, with and harmony with all, and we do what we can to do, you know. It's not about running around and jumping into wars, and, you know, it's none of that. Okay. Any questions?
The only thing I'm thinking about, I missed the home fun last week. I couldn't do it, but I guess I could just look at it afterwards and look it through.
Yeah. And please remember one thing, no agenda from my side. You can do, you need not do. I'm not going to make any, you know, comments or this, or, you know, none of that. Relax and have fun. That's the main thing. Don't rush. Don't go into this kind of duty mind. I have to deliver, you know, because that's going to be, you're just going to rush, and then you're going to do like some, you know, things that you could seen if you had leisure.
Of course. I was just thinking, because sometimes when you miss a home fun, it's harder to understand the next step.
I know. And I wasn't speaking to like you as I was speaking in general, like for everybody to go into the because it's home fun. And I have a question from, is Carla still here? There she is. Carla asked a question on the group, and I was wanted to wait until Carla so I could have her here. And her question was about the Brahma and the remember that, Carla? Yeah. Okay. Let me just get out of here. All right. Okay, so I just want to share, we have a couple of minutes before Swamiji starts his class. So her question was about the pronunciation. Now, if you go online, there will be different opinions. There will be some people that say the pronunciation is Brahma, and there will be people that says Brahma. The people who, like, for example, in Bali, you will hear Brahma. And there, if you go online, there, you know, there's all different opinions, you know, and there are some people that, you know, they say, you know, it's pronounced how it's written. So it should be a Brahma. Now, and there's also different dialects. For example, if you go to India and you go, I just give an example, like Gujarati is you know, they have, you know, an accent, a way to, they will not say, for example, repa, they will say refa. So you hear these different little things, and you know, some dialects, some this and that, some. But when it comes to the pronunciation of Brahma or Brahma, now I learning and still learning and will keep on learning from Vagishananda, and so I following that lineage, and I know that he's been sitting with very high teachers and pandits, and who's been sharing it to him, and there the chanting is Brahma. So you the makara before the hakara. Now I took this question because it's a very good question. I took this question actually to Mishika, because I was also curious, like where is it coming from? Like, because you hear it in the high chanting, you hear Brahma, but then people are debating, is it this, that, so I was curious to kind of like, what is it? So I took it to Mishika, I took it to Medha, who's been writing the enjoyable Sanskritam. And so I asked her, and she said the same as me. She's like, yeah, you hear people saying, you hear both. Some people saying this and some people saying that. And she says, that's how it is. That's how it is. Some people say Brahma and some people say Brahma. So if you come in a context where they say Brahma, follow their teaching. But with Vagishananda and all the teachers who's been unfolding and chanting, they will say Brahma. So Mishika said there's like different teachers, different way of looking at it, and that's okay. That's it. I think that was it. Any other